They're guys. They do magic. They are the Magic Guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, episode 62 of the Magic Guys. Welcome. I'm Josh Lombito. That's Jason Ma. And Doug Conn has gotten exceptionally younger today and has been turned into Christopher Wayne. What's up, Chris? Welcome. Bring it.
Hey guys, this is Phil. I can't believe I'm back so soon. I thought it was going to be one of those things where I'm like, hey, I'd love to come back sometime, and then we forget about each other, like high school reunions. But
no, yeah. We were literally like, no, 2 episodes in, come back.
Cool. People watched last time, right? I got a lot of followers on Instagram, a lot of messages from magicians, so I guess someone's watching.
Excellent. No, that's great.
That one got the worst views we've ever had, actually. We decided not to have you back on again after that one. No, I'm kidding. It was great. It was a good one. People loved it.
Nah, get fucked.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, got
Josh. Let me cut you off there, bud. Your new mic is fantastic, but is way too close to your face, and so it's like it's peaking.
How's that, bro? How's that? If I turn it down, how's that?
That's better. Yeah,
okay,
you
cool.
get like little crackles at the end of your high points.
Thank you, man. This particular one is made for being close up, but that is turned down now. So
sounds
appreciate
great.
it.
Sounds beautiful.
Appreciate it. Hey, people are in the chat already. This is great. These are people who probably watched Chris's episode as well. And they're back.
Stream. What?
Pretty stream.
So I got to tell you guys a story real quick. There's about to be a repairman coming into my apartment, right?
Good.
I've got, you've been here, Josh. I live in a loft, and the windows are quite high. They hit about 25 feet high. And the other morning I was opening the blinds, and one of them fell out of, like, the installation thing fell, hit my head. I got knocked out cold, like unconscious on the floor. And but anyway, there's a repairman coming around to reinstall the blind. And I just sent him a text saying, I'm doing a podcast. Just come in and act like I'm not here.
Jesus.
Beautiful.
So if you see a repairman masturbating in the background, that's why.
Maybe we can do a little Q&A with him at the same time if we need. That's awesome.
Ask him what he thinks about the linking rings.
Hey, you could show him a magic trick and get like a live reaction.
You know what I love about linking rings? That trick is so boring. No magician has ever been able to perform it in the last 50 years without referring to it as a classic of magic first. Like, go and find one performance where they don't refer to it as a classic. Jason, go.
Me?
I was going to say.
You look like you're upset with something I said.
Me?
I was like, you haven't watched much of
my street
his
shows
content.
a lot, actually.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's actually like a staple in my routines. I don't know what you're talking about, little man.
Yeah, no, I didn't say it wasn't a staple.
And I don't use the it's a classic. I refer to it as like one of the oldest tricks.
I'm still taking it.
Nah. That's a loss on your end, big boy.
Maybe we've got a guest. Maybe he can help settle the dilemma as well.
It's kind of like saying you do card magic, but you don't do coin magic. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh, and look, I'm not shitting on you. I hope you know that. I mean, you know what you get when you start.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a lovely guest today, and his name is Tom Elderfield. Unfurl the carpet, Josh. Woo!
I'll just wait here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Elderfield.
We're never going to get you in a So here we have 3 handsome men and me.
So
Tom.
Is that the end of the show now? Did we run out of
that's
time?
it.
We can all go now. That's it. Yeah. Tom, how you doing, man?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well. I'm currently in a basement without anything falling on my head, so I'm all good.
Living the dream.
But,
And you're, despite being a London magician, you're not in London. Where are you abiding at the moment?
I'm not. I'm currently in Mexico, which was not my plan at all. I was meant to be here for a week. It's been a year and a half. My parents still don't know where I am. It's becoming a problem.
The current state of affairs in the world, or are you getting fortunate with work?
I'm getting fortunate with work, some would say, and unfortunate, others would say.
Yeah. Look, for those who, most people know Tom, but for those who don't, Tom is a magician in his own right, but he also spends a lot of his time consulting and creating for other magicians. In fact, the time that we met was, I think I have the picture here. It was 2016.
Oh my days.
And Chris, is that showing? No. And, oh, it is. Why is it not showing me? That's funny. Oh, there we go.
Oh, no, we can see it.
Yeah. And Chris is in this photo too. 2016, we're at Holy Moly, and Dynamo's stage tour was coming through town. And we've got a young Tom Elderfield here, as well as Harry, who we got to meet, who's great.
Gosh.
And so that was a long time ago. And so what have you been up to since then?
Growing a beard. I forgot how.
And it looks great, man. Like, don't ever cut that off. You look beautiful, man.
Yeah, stop it, Jason, you little flirty. Okay. So I grew this, and yeah, I've been doing a lot actually since then. I've worked on.
Sounds like it.
Sorry.
Sounds
like it. Yeah.
Oh,
It's like we hear from you outside of you, which means obviously you're doing something. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Like it's one thing for you to tell us what's going on, but we hear about you from everyone.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, while we're having just shown you that picture, our friend Bob Possible has a question. Did you reach out to Dynamo, or did he reach out to you in the beginning for the consulting?
Great question, and I also have a hopefully good answer as well. It was actually what I would do. I used to come up with my own little ideas when I was like 16, 17 and put them on the Instagram. And what I did, I would go around Blackpool and the session magic conventions with a shoebox full of loads of little gimmicks that I'd made. And I happened to show Harry de Cruz a trick. Funny enough, Harry in the video. And then it was in the Ruskin. For those of you who go to the Blackpool would know the Ruskin. I was there with my little box of tricks showing any magician. I was like, look at that, it vanishes. Isn't that cool? Walking around. And Dynamo actually called me out from the crowd. He was sat in the corner. And he was like, you're Tom. I was like, you're Dynamo. And he was like, you've got a cool trick with headphones. I was like, I consider it cool. He was like, come and show me. And then he let me through the crowd. I was there, little 17-year-old Tom saying, excuse me, guys, excuse me. And I sat next to him and I just showed him my box of tricks, which sounds very weird when I say it like that, actually. I showed him lots of gimmicky tricks. I was like, if this one vanishes, play with that. Look at that. Look, this one changes places. This one restores. It's broken, but when I fix it, it's great. And I was just showing him loads of weird stuff. And I just bombarded him, basically. And I think that's one of the smartest moves the little Tom has ever done, because hopefully it sort of showed to him that, this kid just keeps coming up with mostly awful, but some good ideas. And so I ended up from that. I ended up going for dinner with the team and going out with the team. And then when I finished school, that's when I got the call. Funny enough, when coming back from the Magic Circle, coincidentally, saying, hey, do you want to come work on the tour? I was like, yeah, sounds great. He goes, fantastic. Tomorrow you're driving up to Nottingham. I was like, tomorrow, okay. And then I had to call my mother, and my mum was like, yep, get out the house, go for it. I was like, I could be gone for 6 months.
Wow.
And so then I just joined them on the UK tour with what was one of the most terrifying things I've ever done in my life, which was arrive at this Nottingham arena where it's 10,000 seats. I had one rehearsal with the team. Obviously, I'd helped work on the show beforehand, but I'd never actually been the side hand helping with all the
being responsible for it.
Exactly. And I messed up multiple parts, as in if this was a real show, I'd just cock up a big trick. And then they were like, right, that's all you got, Tom. Just don't do that tonight. And I was like, brilliant. And I cannot express to you how much a little 18-year-old Tom, whose idol I'm now getting to work for, and I'm sweating, I am clammy, and I'm just making sure that, and it went smoothly, thank God. And then ended up doing 150 odd of that show around the UK, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa.
You guys sold amazing in Australia as well. I mean, funnily enough, it came up this morning. You guys played 2 nights at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. The biggest rock bands in the world don't sell out 2 nights there right now. Well, not right now, but in general.
Australia also had it at its prime. Dynamo had gone through the whole of the UK tour, and I remember everyone was questioning him whether he could perform on stage, all that jazz. He could understand it. He's known as the TV magician, and he just got more and more confident. There were some miracles I saw on that stage. When you see the same show 150 times in front of 10,000 people, miracles actually end up happening, real magic. And Dynamo just seemed to grow from that, and he just became a more and more confident performer, and now he loves performing live. I know that for sure. But yeah, Australia was probably one of the best times of my life. It was incredible. It was just incredible.
That's crazy. And to go straight from school, like, what a dream.
Yeah, going straight from school where the kids used to call me Fagamo, and then I ended up working for Dynamo. So that's all I'm saying. It sort of backfired.
And it sucks to be those kids, you know.
Oh, Tom, can we get some free tickets? I could, but I won't. So there we go. So
sorry, it's Fagamo, don't you remember?
In my so I was the one that like helped you get to the job at Dynamo. I told you who he was with my little.
That's a pretty good flex, isn't it? Out of high school.
I showed you that one episode on TV. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't. Like, come on, bro. Just a couple tickets. I think.
I tagged you in that one post.
I changed the trajectory of your life by introducing you to the TV show.
in our industry, you're known mostly for your brain and for creating. Even though you do perform, that's we know you as the guy that's made stuff for Illusionist, obviously Dynamo, with Julius Dein, and yourself. What can you tell us about? I have two questions in one. The creative process with Dynamo, as in, did you go to him with ideas, or did he say, "Hey, I want to do this"? And then your creative process in general, where your ideas stem from in your day-to-day life.
Great question. Well, with Dynamo, it was very much a case of like.
Great
question. I'm loving this. I'm getting in the jive. We'd cut that bit out. We can't. We're live. Okay, brilliant. But basically, we'd very much come to an office. And then the manager would come in and be like, "Hey guys, Samsung want to do a project. What can you guys do if we give you 50 Samsung phones?" And me and Dynamo would go into the office being like, "Right, off we go, cutting stuff up, trying anything." Like, I think that actually leads me on to what is my creative process and helps significantly is isolation of like a single thing. Like people, if you got someone and say, create a trick, if someone can create a trick on the spot, it's because they're doing something in their heads. Is that they're doing isolation. I guarantee it. I can't imagine someone who just plucks out a trick. Like I would in my head then go, okay, let me isolate myself. Let's create a trick in a pizza store. Okay, what's in the pizza store? Pizza boxes. I'm going to create a trick with a pizza box right now. And it's so much easier because, of course, you've isolated yourself to that one point. And in fact, that's how I got into creativity is the fact when I was like from about 15 to 18, I didn't have much money, obviously. And my parents didn't let me like buy tricks. So what I would do is go to like Starbucks and just steal loads of stir sticks, coffee cups. I'll go up to them and be like, "Hi, can I have 10 coffee cups, please?" And they'll be like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Doing an art project." But actually, that was just so that I could cut them up and find the tricks, And like I was taking anything free I could get, like bulk load or cheap. That's why I bought loads of chewing gum, and then I did a whole project on chewing gum. Is because I literally bought 100 packs of gum. And the reason I did chewing gum as well is I thought to myself, I'm awful at the history of magic, and I'll openly admit that. I'm trying to learn and I'm trying to improve. And so I thought to myself, well, there can't be much history on chewing gum magic because chewing gum is like a new thing. So I was like, that's why I did stuff with chewing gums. And I did stuff with headphones because I thought to myself, it'll make my history research so much easier. Because I learned very early on, I made a trick with a key. I put it like on the wire on Theory 11. And I had a couple of old boy magicians bombarding me. Making me feel awful, being like, "I should have done actually back in the 1800s of the," and I was like, "Oh no, I'm so sorry." And like, I don't like conflict, but I was very much just like, "I'm really sorry." Delete. I just thought it was a new idea. I just wanted to have a bit of fun.
How did you manage to do a card effect then? You brought out a card trick, a card product, yeah,
mate. Honestly, do you know what? The only way that I got out a card trick is because me and Shin started jamming. This is like a lot later down the line, and obviously he's card magic galore. I helped him.
Sorry, Shin who? Which one?
Shin Lip. Oh, funny.
Oh, that one. Okay, cool.
Good gag, Christopher.
These are the jokes.
We'd literally
and he had that written down at the start of the show.
We'd literally just jam card gimmicks, and then we like this is back like when I was like still at school as well. Like I would literally be staying up late at night and. Like I was with Shin when I was like, "Bro, you need to get on this Instagram thing because I've got Instagram. It's where I'm uploading my magic tricks." And so he's like, "Sure, okay, so I'll follow you, Tom." So I was the first person he followed, and I was his first follower on Instagram because I was like this, doing it. And then, in fact, I was with him as he then filmed himself doing his first Instagram like little. I think he did what did he do?
Like a live video, or
just a little bit of awesomeness that he does because he's disgustingly talented and it's really frustrating. But then, that's what led to doing like the card gimmicky stuff and ultimately led to stuff. And the only time I released it is when I went through a big company such as Murphy's or Illusionist where I was like, "Can you guys do the research because I'm really bad at history? Apologies." And then In fact, there's a guy called Patrick Wolford at Murphy's, and I remember he would do this. If you ever go to him with the trick, he would just go, no, that's new. That's good. And it's like he's got like the whole catalogue of like Murphy's in his head because he just goes through it all. It's incredible. And he goes, it's a bit like this trick, so you maybe should reach out to them. I was like, it's incredible. But yeah. Wow. So back to the question. The way I create is I isolate one thing, I then get a load of that one thing, and I just go cutting and just think whatever I can do with that one object.
Wow. So if you were on stage and you were
for elaborating on all that for us, that was great.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you were naked on stage, what effect would you do? No.
Strike.
Do you ever come to the Naked Magicians?
That's a great idea. Someone should do that as like a show and go touring with that.
It'd never take off.
It would never take off.
No, because you can't use any pulls or any toppets.
I've had plenty of pulls in that show.
Yeah.
I just realized then that there's like
funny.
100 years from now, the Naked Magicians is going to have a page in the history books that you're talking about today, and I just realized I've ruined the legacy of magic. Just in this
no, you've made it better, if anything.
Why are the magicians going naked?
Magicians were boring as shit before you.
Just for 10 years, this weird chapter of the book. Yeah, that's great.
That's
dude, that's so cool. I brought up in my episode how much just selling merchandise for the illusionists helped me as a performer and a creative, because I was watching them on stage every day, but also just being in the same space as them and their energy and their creativity and having like coffees and stuff. How did working with not just Dynamo, but the other amazing magicians he had working for him, how did that affect you at such a young age?
Sorry, I kind of like got lost in the question because I just remember something crazy. The fact that you were saying you were selling merch for illusionists just before I went off on tour with Dynamo to Nottingham, okay, because I didn't do his first London stint, which was about 15 shows. Can't remember, I just wasn't part of it then. I'd like worked on the show, but I wasn't actually helping on the show. But then D called me up. I've got this brand new magic kit. Do you want to like? We'll get you as a really simple like job, but just for this London stint, because of course we can't tour with you at the moment. But do you want to try and sell the kit? And I literally, that's what I did. I walked around, but not like behind.
Amazing.
I was walking around with like my shoelaces undone, just waiting for that person to say your laces are undone. You know? Are they? And every time you do that, there'll be like 10 people like, oh my god! I'm like, in the Dynamo magic kit this way, guys. Say Tom sent you. Thank you very much. Winner every time.
Wow, humble beginnings. That's how you start.
So literally,
it's funny. It's funny all these humble beginnings. I think that's where the best magicians stem from. You know, Piff the Magic Dragon.
Of course.
Yeah, he was walking around handing out flyers at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival by himself back in the day. His humble beginnings, walking around, just handing them out just by himself.
It's trying to get people. Vegas show. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, and now he's killing it, right?
Mate, I remember seeing him at the Magic Circle as well, and where it was a small audience, and I was like front row, and it's just entertaining just watching him, just his character and everything.
I'm jealous that he gets to not give a fuck on stage.
Brilliant, like genius, isn't it?
His whole character, perfectly engineered, right?
Can you imagine that? Do you know, like before you go on stage, we go, he's behind stage. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he goes the other way.
You know what? I had dinner with him one night, and it turns out he's not like this backstage. He's like this backstage and this on stage. He's just so chill.
It's just a constant.
Yeah.
Wow.
That makes life a lot easier, I guess.
We're doing it wrong. Giving a fuck must just feel so good up there, and like the less he demonstrates care for us, the better he is that night. Like.
Oh my word!
Wow.
I just want to quickly make note that one of our viewers doesn't have anything in his bum right now.
Nothing in my bum.
I think he's referring to.
Yeah, he's referring to the Naked Magicians thing, but it's just a little late to the party, but it's funny.
And our friend who's been on the podcast before, Pig Cake, made a good point. Start doing magic with condoms. I guarantee no magician has ever done any work with those.
Brilliant.
That's not true. Commercial tricks.
And the French fellows release it. Yeah, the card turns into a condom, and
that's obviously that's not where he was going with that joke. But
this is a little bit lame.
Good work,
I
boys.
actually got condoms printed with my face on saying, "You've been mind
Beautiful.
fucked." And then I was handing that around in the club and everything, promoting safe sex.
That's
So
absolutely amazing. That's
I'm actually
amazing.
a good guy. That's good.
Well, that's
I'll
great.
be stealing
worse. I
that
had
idea
1,000
as soon as this episode's over. Just FYI.
Yeah, do it. So you work with D, amazing, best time of your life. How do you go from there to being in Mexico and telling us what you're doing there?
Oh, so I've finished working with Dynamo to then end up actually, because I got offered a head magic consultant role on a Channel 5 show. So I went to do that, and that was the first time I've ever been like burnt out in a job. Like it absolutely destroyed me. I was working 24/7 for like 6 weeks straight to get it out all in time, and I learned a lot in that process. That was like the first time I'd had to like take on and lead a whole role, and it went really well actually. It was good fun. They were all very happy, and then from that I went on to a load of other shenanigans here, there, and everywhere. I started working for a production company with Anthony Owens, but before he sadly passed away, who I learned so much from. I felt like I was having a cheat code because like all these guys have had all these years working on Darren Brown's show and everything, and I was like just jumping in here and I was just getting all the knowledge from these producers. It was actually mad. Like I was doing 2 days a week with these 3 top dog producers around me, and they were just looking at me going like, just give us some magic ideas. I was like, this is crazy. You guys are like pitching these shows every day, and I'm just getting to come in here and they're like, hey, we got London Dungeons calling us up. Could you make their attraction more scary? And I'm like, of course.
Wow.
Bring them in. And then like they'll be like, one of my favorite ones was there's a cruise ship that wants magic to happen on the outside of the cruise in the open. And I was like, cool. And me and Anthony actually came up with this. I think it's brilliant. We basically took like the Los Andes levitation like idea and put it into a massive octopus puppet. So what happens is one of the people holding it is like a performer, and then other like guests on the cruise ship could just hold a tentacle, and then this octopus just starts flying all around the ship. And
That's great.
Flying octopus.
Wow.
Really cool.
Wow.
But that was like, I did that for a long time. It's a very relaxed life. I'm not gonna lie. 2 days a week. Cannot complain. And then Illusionists came along. They were like, yeah, come work for us full time. And again, it was just, I'm not gonna lie. I know they have
an I or an E.
With an E. An E. I know. You know what's funny? Like some people, like you either love them or and if you hate them, I'd love to hear why. And
I don't hate them. I don't hate them. I just think that they've definitely changed in recent years. That's all.
I would love to hear more about that, and I bet you I could give you some explanations. I'm going to talk to you the behind-the-scenes stuff that no one gets to talk about.
Yeah.
Because basically, I worked for them, and it was like they were the nicest. It was really fun. Like I got to do like the traders with them. I got to learn the tricks beforehand. Before a trick came out, I got to help make the trick better, improve the gimmicks however we can. Try and add some routines in there if we had any ideas. Even propose some of our own tricks. I even wrote a book for them called Creating Magic, which actually talks about, literally is an activity book, which as you fill it out, you end up creating tricks. It's like Brilliant. In the book, I teach like over 50 tricks, which one of them is like one of the highlights of the TV show that I first worked on. And I literally teach it. And they were like, yeah, just write the book today, bro. Like I was like, what do you want me to do today? They're like, write a book. I was like, brilliant. Good fun. And it was good fun. They really helped me out. And then it was during that I then.
How old are you now? Sorry, if you don't mind me interrupting.
I'm 24. Had to double check.
Bro, that is fucking insane. Oh, You've done all of this stuff and you're only 24.
I know.
That's insane.
I look like I'm 50.
So when we met in 2016, you were like 18. That is ridiculous.
I think I was just. In fact, no, I just turned 19. That's when I was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you fly to Australia business or economy?
Premium economy. We're going for the middle ground there.
At 19, that's pretty dope still.
But then again, if I could beat that because I got to fly on with Dynamo on a private jet a couple of times over to Ireland and stuff. So,
oh man,
I'll be honest, like that went on my.
Did you guys go to Musha Key ever?
Where?
Musha Key?
No, don't think so.
That's Copperfield's Island.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
But I need to talk to Paul Keefe more and get him to like get me in there. Go on, help me out. But
you guys need to talk to Paul Keefe on this show.
He's a legend. He'll blow your mind with his stories. I actually love him so much. He actually came here to Mexico, like just before my birthday, fun enough, because he had to go and do some work somewhere, and we just got to hang out loads. And he's just a lovely, lovely man, and just a really smart man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Create Magic by Tom Elderfield. $24.95.
bargain. Stop
Yeah.
that.
Hey.
Practically theft.
Oh,
So you
my-
can
That's
pick the mind of that
Australian.
man.
$24.95 Australian, I'd imagine.
No, that's US.
Oh,
Yes.
does it convert at the checkout?
Yeah, sadly this site doesn't offer like a Oz dollar, I think. Maybe you can change it, but I'm too lazy to figure it out. So.
I've never
Well, if you
ordered
want,
it.
if you do want to, Jace, I have something else that brings up a few different prices. If we should dive into this, all right,
Let me
we'll
just
dive into
stop
it.
it.
Why not?
Ooh.
This is a little game we like to call the Price is Right Magic Edition. So this is a game. We're going to show you some products, and then the game is to guess how much it costs, but without going over the price. Okay. So for the guys watching at home, they'll comment their answers, but obviously honors code, we're not going to Google them ourselves, and you'll see how the game goes. So number one, Camera Tricks by Tom Elderfield.
Oh, okay.
Visual camera vanishes from your phone. Now these prices are from Penguin Magic, so they're going to be in USD. How much do you think this bad boy goes for?
Wait, I'm not allowed to say the answer, am I? Because that just all gives it away.
Or do you know all of your product
I think
prices, Tom? Have a guess.
Am I allowed to say it?
Yeah, of course. This is for everyone. All three of you guys. I'm the only one that
I think this is $12.
$12. Okay. What do
Can
you
I
think,
ask,
Jace?
is it a download? Is it an instant download, or is it an app or a packet trick?
It's a download where you receive a gimmick through the download.
I'm going to say $18.95.
Okay, Jace.
Look, Tom knows his stuff better than the rest of us, so I'm just going to go with what he said.
But do it. I should probably have guessed last in hindsight. We'll do that next.
No,
$14.95.
look, prices have inflated since you brought it out, Tom.
But
Okay.
then again, it's still worth it. Banging trick.
That absolutely. So, Air Ambitious. Sign card instantly appears on
$7.95.
top. Perfect ending to an ambitious card routine.
It'll be $9.95 as a download.
Tom, what do you
I'm
think?
saying $7.95.
Snap. I believe that is absolutely right. Oh, what? How do I-
$11.95.
I was bloody close though.
All right.
And what I'm learning is that Tom Elderfield's really fucking expensive.
Yeah.
All I'm learning is that he's
Every
produced
penny.
so much stuff he can't remember his own
Yeah.
prices.
So,
Oi,
so for
Patrick,
those
Who's
for those
this
list,
said $4.99? Come on, don't take the bit, mate. That's not. I'm all for banter and stuff, but come on.
for those listening at home, the price was $11.95. I should say them out loud. All right, next one. Waves. Borrowed earphones melt through card box. Is this one of the ones that Dynamo had heard about, or is this a? This is
No, this was a different headphones trick. The one that
Gotcha, gotcha.
This one was
Yeah.
a
I
better
love
headphones
this.
trick. Let's be honest.
It's such a good trick, and the only thing that's upsetting, it's one of those ones that time has, kind of siphoned out a little. It's
Yeah,
such a
because
good trick.
headphones don't have cords anymore.
Yeah, cords are on the way out.
You can use any chords, such as, I don't know, a shoelace maybe. I don't know. No, I'm trying to save something from years ago.
Let me show you a quick
Borrowed
trick and just
earphones.
unthread your shoelace.
I'm going to say $24.95.
Wait, it's worth it. It's worth it. It's a great trick.
Yeah, let's have a look. So $24.95 was Chris's guess. Do you guys want to weigh in?
1995.
Let's have a look.
I win, Chris.
$9.99.
Yeah,
This
we
one,
both
you know,
lose.
a little more than they thought it was.
I think that's a magic trick.
$9.99.
I think that's on Magic Stream as well, by the way. So,
Ah,
technically,
okay,
this is
good to
free,
know.
Trying to win.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah. Okay,
Right,
this one's
right.
Insight. Insight, peeking device to determine any card.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. This is a physical product, and I think I know what it is.
Then I'm going to go $22.95.
45. No, 44.95.
Okay,
45.
let's have a look.
Eh,
$25. $25,
Damn.
ladies and gentlemen.
I was
Okay,
pretty much
that's
right.
cool. Yeah, that's cool. Influx, transformations, restorations, and teleportations
1995.
with packs of gum.
This is a DVD with gimmicks, and there's 9 tricks on it. That's what I remember.
1995.
Yeah, I'm going to go same answer as Jason.
Yeah, sorry guys.
$29.95. We're gonna get one of these eventually. We're gonna get.
No,
one
we're
of these eventually.
not.
I didn't realize
No,
I
we're
had so many tricks. I totally forgot I put these ones out. Oh, this is the banger though. This was a banger. This one's an
Space
absolute
time.
banger.
Teleport a hole around a playing card.
Yeah, trust. This one's a good trick. Yeah, trust.
Yeah, nice.
Trust, man.
Trust.
Nice. All right, let's just.
1995 here.
Okay, that sounds good. Let's roll with it. A little off, $24.95, but still, you didn't go over the price, so that's what we're aiming for here. Are we still on? I think we're still on.
Show Dynamo.
I loved this. I loved this.
Ripcord, headphones through bill, bit and restored mic. Yeah, hell yeah. I remember seeing this.
Put this in his magic kit. This is like that. That's where the stage was. Like he was thinking about putting this trick in his magic kit, but I was like, sorry, I've already filmed it all and everything.
Wow.
So that's funny. Funny times.
Yeah. So Tom, how much do you think this product is then?
I know exactly how much it is because I know how much it costs and everything. Because you get a gimmick pair of headphones and another extra gimmick. I think it sold out. I think it was $39.95.
I'm gonna go with
he hit it on the head, so we'll run with it. He hit it on the head. Nice. Okay, I think we're out of. Okay, so we got some different products now, but yeah. So go, Chris.
Oh, are we still playing this game?
Look, we'll do. No, we're still. We'll just jump to the. We'll jump to the bonus rounds. Okay, so these are not Tom's products, but the game is to guess what is from cheapest to most expensive product, and we have the Peak Pack, the Smart Guillotine, and
Smart Guillotine is the cheapest, and then Triple Helix is the most expensive.
Oh, that's where it's Triple Helix.
Yeah.
Have a look. Smart Guillotine.
Oh no.
Oh, I think you're off. That's all right. That's all right. Two more. This one.
Banging trick.
One more. Yeah. Let's finish on this one.
Okay. 2 hardcore coin box routines. The Sleeve Star.
All right, David J. Sleeve Star to the bottom straight away. Darwin at the top.
No, okay. I don't think Darwin's at the top. I think it's in the middle. I reckon that coin box is at the top. Wait, is it a coin box or is it coin box routines?
We can have a look. Hey, coin box in the middle. Nice. And that is The Price is Right Magic Edition. Well done, everyone.
Lost. We all suck. Yay. You know, I got to be honest with you now. I'm at a stage in my career where I don't buy Magic anymore.
Yeah, true. You've definitely lost touch with the common man.
Yeah. It mostly just gets sent to me now. That's why I have all this stuff.
Yeah, nice. So before we went off on that long tangent there, we were talking about how you ended up in Mexico. So creating products, you got to do these TV shows, then you got to do the levitating octopus, which I'm surprised I didn't see at FISM, to be honest. What happened after that?
I'm surprised I didn't see that in Magic Live. Man, that live show was something else. That's all that was missing, a flying octopus.
A flying octopus.
Yeah,
it's not really
totally.
It's flying. It's sort of flying. Well, flying octopus. So then after I did a TV show. I did the first time I was in front of the camera. It's for a kids show called on Sky Kids, which is like a big channel in the UK. It was called Ultimate Magic Skills with my friend John Moeni, who's a big TikTok star. Also, one of the loveliest people ever. If you ever get to meet him, absolute angel. And so I did that. And then as soon as I finished that, I got back to my house. I called Julius up because Julius, by the way, had been contacting me for months, wanting me to go out here. I was doing just all these other projects. So I called him up saying, hey, bro, I'm available for the next week if you want me. And he went, brilliant. There's a car picking up in 4 hours. I went, okay, it's 10 o'clock at night. Brilliant. So then I had to tell my mates, I was like, guys, you watch TV in my house. I'm going to go to bed. Wake me up in 2 hours. Much love. So I went to bed for 2 hours, woke up, packed the bag, off to Mexico. My poor parents went to bed with me in England, woke up to a text from me saying I'm in Mexico now. I said, don't worry, I'll be back in a week. It's been 1.5 years. I wasn't.
Wow.
I wasn't back in a week. I saw them briefly. I know, horrible son, right? Horrible. And and then the madness over here started. My God, the madness over here started.
So is it true that you've been known for rating the magic trick?
The magic trick?
Yeah, that's right, buddy. I see you.
Let's go. So that was in the middle of the TV show.
That's Joel M, baby. Rate the magic trick. He fools you like 3 times in a row, according to that video.
It was funny. Even funnier is in the TV show, I play like the idiot mate. And so he's doing these really basic tricks to me, and I'm going, what? And like the magicians would watch it like, Tom, I swear you like create this stuff. And I'm there going, how is he doing this? Oh, it's a magnet. That's amazing. Wow. And it's like basically it's really basic tricks that talk for like young kids and So that
I like Joel's work, man. I think he comes up with good quality content, in my opinion.
He does do very
Great.
good quality content.
Great personality. That's what it is. He's got real strong personality.
And he's genuinely a lovely guy. And do you know what? I think it comes across on camera. Like, you could just tell he's a flipping lovely guy. And I think he's going to be really big. I mean, he already is.
I do too. I think he's got 590,000 people on Instagram, which is insane. That's a massive number.
And 14
and then
million
16 million.
16 million on TikTok.
16 million on TikTok.
Last time I looked at 14. It just shows how quickly he's growing.
also got, from my understanding, like I think it's like 2 or 3 million on YouTube as well.
He's an absolute legend. And do you know what? Do you know when you see a nice guy and you go, "I'm really happy you're doing well"? He's one of them. Like,
yes, I agree. I completely agree.
Nice.
Every time I've spoken with him, he's been nothing but a sweetheart. So
he really is. Same with Dynamo. Oh, good souls. Love
Yeah.
him. Love
And then
You know,
and then
Can I throw in a
Julius
quick
Dein.
Dynamo story there, actually, that I just remembered. So there's a charity over here called Juice TV, which is just a TV show at the Children's Hospital.
Oh wait, sorry, wrong show.
And it's literally filmed at the hospital, and you do stuff with like terminally ill kids. And when we were showing you guys around Brisbane the night we went out, I'm like, "Hey, D, I got to throw this at you, man. I do this charity," and I just explained it just like that. And he looked over to your manager. Was it Dan, the manager?
Dan Elderfield.
And he just goes, "Hey, do we have time tomorrow to go to the hospital?" And Dan's like, yep, cool. And then Dynamo's, "Let's do it." And he, to his credit, you guys turned up and went through the wards. Dynamo was doing magic with all the kids, like in their individual rooms with their parents.
That's beautiful, man.
It was amazing.
He's got a lot of time for a lot of people. I tell you what, I've walked around the streets with him a lot. He gets noticed and recognized a lot in England. And I tell you what, if they ask to see a trick, 9 times out of 10, unless he's in an absolute rush, he will show them a trick of something.
That's beautiful.
Imagine that. Imagine
Good that he's not out of touch with
Dynamo
it.
shows you street magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's good that he's still humble, despite all the success, he's still got that humble element of just loving magic, right? Yeah.
Love him. Absolutely love him.
Okay, so now
sorry for
on
interrupting.
to Okay, so now on to Julius Dein. Now the reason, Chris and Tom and I, Chris and I got to meet Tom at the same time through Chris, and we all got to hang out. And so that's one reason why it's fitting that he's on this episode. But also, it was that like 2 years ago, Chris? We started this kind of not a deep dive, but we were like, oh, what is this particular type of content that's popping up on Facebook where these videos, you're watching it for such a long time to see something happen at the end. And Chris has a bit of knowledge on this. He almost ended up doing it himself. Chris, do you want to lead us into this?
Or maybe Tom should introduce this new style of magic first.
Okay,
They've been seen by his videos, had the #1 watched videos on Facebook.
That's true.
So it's really funny. So I know they're not very liked by a lot of people, by the way. I'm very well aware of it. And we're going to talk about that. So I think we should be really open. If you guys have any questions where you want to be if you hate them, feel free to say it. I hope don't hate me as a person. I promise you I'm a nice person. If you hate the style of videos, feel free to say it, and I'll justify what I'm thinking and why we do what we do. And I'll delve into sort of how we do things.
Are you talking about Julius Dein's videos, that style of videos?
Yes. The social
media. I've actually on this very podcast, I've been the one that's advocated for them quite often. Yes, mostly because
we have an advocate for
us.
Well,
let me tell you what my thought process is first. I think that these videos are largely shunned only by magicians because they, for some reason, think that a fake reaction is not a good thing. But for me, it's not about the people in the video. It's about the people watching the video, right? And so you're just trying to project this positive vibe and good energy through the screen to the person watching however you do that is up to you, obviously. It doesn't matter if you have, it's like Jabrizi's videos. It's neither here nor there. As in obviously it's but I'm saying previously when Jabrizi used to do the magic tricks with the false reactions sort of things.
Yeah.
And it's just it's not even about the people watching the trick in the video. It's about the people watching the video. So as long as people can get past that, it's a totally different experience.
So, in fact, I think to start this story off, before me getting to Mexico, I think we need to go way back to when I first met Julius and first worked with Julius and first knew about Julius. And that was when I was working with Dynamo. I first met Julius, and of course I've seen his videos. And I wasn't a hater, but I was of the same opinion as most magicians. I'm like, well, they clearly see all the freaking tricks done at this angle. It's stupid. It's a stupid big reaction. And so when I met him, he's there oh, I'd love you to work with me. I was like, oh, Okay. Right. And then fast forwards to then I'm a freelancer, and he basically called me up and he's like, look, I'm doing live TV. I don't know how to do TV. I need your help, because it's like a big glorious sports awards. It's like huge with like Novak Djokovic there and Tony Hawk and lots of famous people, lots of sports people. And I was like, and do you know what? A few of my Magic mates said, don't do it. He's like, his style of Magic's wrong. And I was like, do you know what? I'm going to go because it's easy money and it sounds like good fun. And so I did it, and I went along and I got to know him, and he's a very interesting character. I'm not going to lie to you guys. He's a very interesting character. I actually understand him. I feel like I get his weird brain and get how he is. But he is hard to work with. I'm not going to like beat around the bush. I'm not going to lie to you. He is hard to work with, especially when it comes to a Magic sense, because he loves Magic. He does. He loves Magic. He may not necessarily be great at it, though, but he still loves Magic. And it's so that there was sort of this challenge, which I kind of enjoyed, because obviously these gimmicks make you look like you're really good at Magic. And I was having to make these tricks that sort of fit him specifically. It was like quite tricky, but it was also good fun. And so I did that, launched Sports Awards, and went to Morocco. And I just had fun. I'm not going to lie. I made really good friends with a guy called Lee. And I ended up doing like a few like freelance gigs with him over for like the FDA, like anti-vaping campaign, and then with like Burger King, KFC, then McDonald's, then who? Oh, the NFL. We went to like see this. I don't understand American football, that stuff, and we did loads of like these like advertising campaigns with them, and and so he's. So I should point out though, but since I've worked for him, which is funny enough, around probably like 3.5 years ago, maybe before, he actually hasn't done the style of video where people are behind you and fake. The only time we've done fake Magic is when it's specifically like with friends. And by that, I'll explain. Basically, whenever we go on the streets now and does tricks, he doesn't really do that so much anymore for multiple reasons. COVID hit, so he couldn't really go out on the streets and do Magic. And we started doing this new style of video, which I wouldn't say are Magic videos. It uses Magic techniques in the videos, but loose terms called Magic videos because they're like fake pranks and like CCTV recreations, which we'll talk about as well in a bit. There's so much to tell you guys about that. But what we would do is like he wants to do bigger scale Magic. He's bored of doing all these like small things, and he wants to walk on water. He wanted to do a levitation. He wanted to do all this stuff. And the thing is,
he will destroy that.
So we've done it. We've done loads of this stuff. It took time, and it got hundreds of millions of views though, and it did well because I don't wish to brag, but I've been like people don't know this, but I'm very like keeping him in place with Magic. I'm making sure he doesn't reveal any tricks online. Like a lot of like Justin Flom, Jabrizi, they're revealing the trick and stuff, and I'm like, you can't do that. And trust me, because of course he's social hungry, and he's seen those videos get 100 million views, and he goes, wait, why don't we buy one of these bases where we can put like some? I'm like, no. Crossing the line. You've been very good for the last 3 years, and I'm not changing that, and I won't work for you if you don't otherwise. And so, although like everyone's got this perception of Julius in the same category as them, I promise you he's changed. I know that sounds mental, but like, if you actually look back when he last did a revealing video, it's time ago, way before I worked with him. And so we got these big stuff in. We got like the walking water in and everything, and he was practicing it. He was nervous as hell about it because he didn't understand any of this big boy stuff, and I tried to make it as easy as possible for him. And to do it, like it's mid-pandemic times, we then just get all of our friends involved. And then I try to perceive in the video how it's very clearly we're all friends, but we're just trying to give a really cool magical moment for the viewer at home. And by that, I mean, with the walking on water, we set up a tight line across the pool and we acted like it was a party. And it's like, I'll give $1,000 to anyone that can get across this tight line to the other end. So we have Goob, who's a big guy, going up and he flipping falls in, and then someone else tries, they falls in. I also thought this made it more deceptive from the fact that you saw people falling in the water. So they got 3 people that fell in. He goes, look, this is how you do it. You don't even need the tight line. And then he continues to walk across the water all the way to the other end. And it's a great vid. It got like 100 million views. And I think people loved the Magic and like seeing the actual Magic. And it was good Magic. Like it looked great. It really did. I'm very proud of it. But it's very clear that the people are maybe in on it. Like,
yeah, of course.
For those of you who worked on Walking Waters, there's certain things you have to do to make sure it works very well. Okay. And so I don't think we're trying to like openly bull people into thinking, these are fake, real, fake, real. No, we're telling you they're our mates. And we've done that with like all of our sort of Magic videos. We did another one. We did like a version of the Impaler where it's like a dinner party, but we're all clearly friends and all mates. And the Magic, I think, actually does come across quite well. Funny enough, funny enough. Don't know why it's funny, but plus we're all the
hilarious.
Same. Thank you. But yeah, that's so his style of magic has changed. He doesn't do much magic at all at the moment, but he does want to get back into it, and he does want to not be what he's been before. Trust me, I know that because we're literally in talks about it and everything. So yeah,
no, it's good.
I think it sounds like what you're doing is like you're actually adding like a presentation into these effects. Like I've never seen the walking on water with
As
like
anything other than
a presentation
water,
to
right?
it. Yeah, rather than a spectacle.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
the
cool.
thing is, it kind of had to have that presentation because to get a video to go so social, like so viral, like we do, is like we actually have a formula with a tick list that's written down that you have to tick every box. There's a reason these videos get 100 million views because I know what you guys think. You can watch these videos. There's a fly who won't stop attacking me. You can watch these videos, and a lot of people go, "Oh, this is bull. I can do this," and you can't. I'm really sorry, you can't. You could try it because it looks like the most simple, goofy thing where you take a bit of ketchup and you're pouring it in a bucket and you're waiting for a girl to sit on it. Well, do it and try and make it go viral because you won't. And there's a reason for that. And it's because you've got all your framing wrong. You're not hitting the right flicks. It's not working on silent. There's like jolts in the performance. Like there's a lot that actually goes into it. We've got a big tick list that makes it work. And the same reason with the socials. We had to add that beginning at the start is because we needed to have a flick at the start. And the flick at the start was someone's falling in and showing, we're going to have Julius walking on water as a flick at the start. And then you straight away see someone fall in to show that it's clear water. And it just sort of like, you're just ticking boxes to make sure people stay in because they need to see the next step, but they know what's coming up. They know someone's going to walk on water, yet they're seeing people fall in. So they're hooked and they're in. So like we add these presentations, but they're tactical. They're not like just plucked out of thin air. Like
of
all of our
course.
videos are like pretty tactical. That they are what I like to call the shittest, smartest videos on the internet because as people blase past them thinking they're just awful, but that's why they're so smart is because you can't recreate it. Like we do 2 videos a day, and we did that 7 days a week for 5 months straight with only 2 days off a month, and it killed me. It absolutely killed me. It only then went to a 6-day month, 6-day week, and even that is it's knackering. It's absolutely knackering. But you have to stay on top. And you have to keep pumping it out, and you have to make sure you stick to the formula because otherwise, as Point is proven, if you actually look at his page, you'll see a video with 100,000 views. I'd tell you what, it's because a couple of the boxes weren't ticked. And for us, we can watch it back and go, mess that one up. It's very clear, but you're having to pump it out, and you have to keep going, and you have to make sure you stay on top. And it's absolutely killer.
I'm gonna need this checklist.
It's one of those things that's like in our NDA, we keep it aside. And by the way, this checklist it changes, things adapt in it because of course we have to add new styles, ways of doing videos because there's only a certain amount of times that you can deceive people with one way of video till they go like you guys go. You go, well, this is one of those types of Facebook videos. Scroll on by. So then, how do we then keep someone in a different way? And we've explored a lot of different things, and of course, way beyond magic. Like we've only done but here's the thing as well that we need to be appreciative of. As rubbish as some of the videos may be, some are genuinely really good, and it's because of those videos we can afford these really awesome illusions. If it wasn't for these awful videos, we would also have these great magic videos. And there's one thing I like to think is that there isn't actually any bad magic videos. I don't think we're putting any bad magic. That's why it's really funny. Magicians are getting annoyed at these magicians using magic techniques to get viral videos. But shouldn't they be like, yeah, that's genius. They're deceiving people. That's literally our one job. But they're not. Well, actually, I can't speak for all the other Facebook creators, but we're not revealing tricks. In fact, we're only doing big scale illusions and like new creative ideas. I think, in fact, we're going to be filming an illusion tomorrow, funny enough, which is like a new illusion that doesn't exist. It's like a weight illusion. It's really cool. I'm really proud of it. And we're getting big prop builders in LA to build it and ship it over. It's a mission. It's an absolute mission, especially if you ever tried to ship something from the UK to Mexico or California.
For a 3-minute clip.
For a 3-minute clip. It's a joke. It's an
I love
absolute mission. But we also did like the classic broom illusion. I got one of them made into a pair of crutches. So he's there like on crutches and then he balances on crutches.
Wow.
It's a really cool trick. And like, it's one that you would see in a TV show. Like it really is, but like it gets thrown away because it's on social media. People don't really think about it. We are proud of
the internet really is like taking over in terms of like, who watches TV anymore? I can't remember the last time I watched TV, if I'm honest.
It makes sense. Like, who are these market people paying TV however much to advertise on there when you get like 500,000 views, 1 million views when you can put up on our channel?
Probably less, infinitely less, I would say.
Exactly, and we get a guaranteed million. If not, our most viewed video is 922 million views. Like,
now
these days my average is around 100,000 views per video.
it's just where the future is.
Jace, you just need a Tom on your team. That's all. That's all you need.
I need a team to get started.
And so the other thing I think that's interesting for the viewers to know is that, when people make these viral videos, it's usually so that off the back of that, they can then make an income from touring or selling merch and stuff like that. But Facebook has, and obviously, we don't have to go into numbers and stuff, but these videos seem to be like the end point. Like Facebook has a system where these viral videos actually do quite well, like to make a living from.
Very, very much so. I mean, I'm currently sitting in the basement of a massive mansion house. We've got a second house next door. We've got the chef that comes in every morning and a PT that comes in 3 times a week. So these videos do something. And I'm not going to obviously say numbers, but look at my face.
Like, people are... I think people forget about Facebook in terms of content creating. They're like, oh, TikTok's the next thing. This is the next thing. But
they recently just started adding in the Facebook Reels, right? So I imagine the discoverability is about to go through the roof.
Yeah.
And we're going to see a lot of new Facebook content creators soon.
For sure. It's traveling across. They're just trying to get the TikTok market. It makes sense. All these social media platforms want one thing, and that's your attention. Because they want to sell you. They want to sell you as many adverts as possible. And like the best way they could do that is pay those creators to get anything that keeps people watching. And that's what our content does. Like, you can't stop watching it. Like, my mates were like, why are you there so long? I mean, why do you think I'll be here making these awful videos that just keep retention and it's killing me? There's only one reason I'm here, and it's like keeping it going. And like, it's almost like a drug, because you just want to keep getting that next viral. And like, when you get it, I could watch a video and I could be like 1 million views. I could go 50 mil, 2 mil. Like, I know, and I'm very, very accurate on it. Like, it's pretty crazy because we just get it, and you can see and you can just tell just when a video is going to do well. Like, it's so obvious.
And all this while you're still 24.
It's interesting to have that kind of outlook on videos as well. Because it's similar to you sound like Mr. Beast almost, because he talks about videos the same way, where he's just like, if I do these things, it will get 50 million views, right?
I mean, if you watch the start of any Mr. Beast video, he goes, "I'm giving away $1 million." You're going, bloody hell, I'm in. You're watching that. But here's the thing.
That guy got me good. That guy got me good.
But they say you've got to count.
For anyone that wants to be an influencer out there, I've actually got some great advice on how to get viral videos and become really famous. You ready? No one cares about you, okay? And everyone thinks they give a fuck about. We don't care. He goes, today I'm going to go do a bungee jump. Well, good for you. I don't care. Next. But I tell you what, if you need to give that your consumer, the viewers at home, just want to consume entertainment. So don't freaking tell them, because talking is wasted time. Show me. Instead of doing it, just show a video of you jumping off a bungee jump and going, the cord snapping, I'm watching. But if you're talking dead out, and all these influencers that think they are influencing are not influencing anything. Like, we are the ones influencing it here. And funny enough, no one knows who I am. I've been seen over 30 billion times. Like, it's outrageous. No one knows who I am. And there's something tactical about that. It's because
I know who you are, buddy.
We're not making it about thanks, bro. We're not making it about us, though. We're making it about the viewer and being that viewer will consume. That's the content we'll make. And whether that's shit, whether that's good quality, it just needs to be filmed right, edited right, and make sure whoever's on that other end will consume it. And when it hits that ad point, they're watching through that ad, and they're going to continue to watch. And that's what we do, as like bluntly as it sounds. That's
amazing. Yeah. Good. So Chris, how did you almost end up doing that?
The Rick Lax, one of Rick Lax's people contacted me. One of the magicians that was going viral reached out to me, and he's like, "Hey, you should do this. I can send you out an NDA and show you how it works." And I'm like, "Yeah, fuck no." And so I'm gonna, with your blessing, give my really honest opinion. But I want to.
I've seen it online.
Oh yeah.
We're friends on Facebook, bro. I don't hate you for it. I'm like, I totally understand your point. And so it's mad that you say that, because when I saw those posts, I was thinking, man, I should reach out to Chris and because I genuinely, whoever it was on the Rick Lax crew, I agree. You would be very good at this. Like, I thought the exact same thing. I never got around to it, but then my deals have been changing with Julius. And mate, if you do want to try it, even just for fun, I'm here, bro.
Well, look, I haven't said anything about my opinion yet.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so you won't be doing it, right? Okay, but no, that's
I would. I'm going to send you a message as soon as we're off this today. Okay. But I want to establish everyone in this group. I respect everyone here immensely. Tom, hanging out with you in London and in Brisbane, love. And so here's. I'm
Get
not
to
only
the point where you
this
shit
guy
on him already. Hurry up.
So for starters, where to begin? I'll begin with, you're more successful than me, and you're over 10 years younger than me, and you would have made so much more money than me, and just entertained more people than me. When it comes to making magic online, you're literally the best in the world at it. So I acknowledge all those things, and I can say all it's shit, but the truth is you're doing better than me. So that big tick. The issues that I take, and you raised some really good points that I hadn't thought about, are when magic's revealed or when it's not respected. Because although we all have something that I also resonated with what you were saying is, that Julius Dein gets a lot of hate, online from magicians. And I smirked a little because like the naked magicians have had we get so much shit from magicians like that I'm going to say under us. So like guys like David Copperfield, Chris Canner have been so supportive. Dynamo is so supportive. Darren Brown, Penatella, all those guys have been amazing. But it's the fuckers that sit at home writing stuff on the phone while they're taking a shit. Yeah, they're the ones that write crap about us. And I always say I didn't make the show for them. I'm not doing what I do to impress magicians. And what I do have, even though I'm in an adult-oriented show, I still have a deep love and respect for the art of magic. And Mike, the other naked magician, and I, one thing we're most proud of is that we introduce magic to people that would never go to a magic show. Girls' nights out, the gay community, and some cheeky couples as well. And as I listen to you today with an open mind, I'm like, how many people are seeing, like when you say those numbers, I'm like, so many of those people had never seen a magic trick until that moment. And that's the thing. When I think of people having issues with it, myself included, number one, Julius is really not likable in some of his older videos. The ones that the whole world saw when he's on a beach or in the slums and all that stuff. There was just something about him that wasn't like, how everyone just wants to hug David Copperfield. He's so warm and loving and like a storyteller.
Well, trust me, he's sweaty and disgusting. No, I don't want to hug him either. I know what you mean. Bless him.
Julius never had that, and in my opinion. And I agree. But I think maybe more than the revelation side, one of the things that people take issue with, myself included, is that I was going to say it's misused magic. It's used instead of to entertain, to get attention. But then I'm totally disregarding the business side of show business. And you guys have found a way to take magic, use it to entertain people, not in a way that misuses it, but just in a way that it hasn't been used before. And that's, well, okay, we're not doing a live show. We're not doing street magic, where I'm going to use the term sketch almost. For lack of a better description. But then you've got guys like Adam Trent that are faking, soldiers reuniting with their family. And it's like, well, you started, allegedly. And it's like, well, you started, as a magician with a love for magic. Now you're hiring some fucker to pretend to be a soldier coming home. Like, what? If allegedly.
Can't cover himself from slander.
we obviously see what each of these other pages do, and when they first started doing these military things, I remember I was like, oh, I don't know if that's within my moral compass, because we all have our own moral compass, right? I tell you what, your moral compass, I promise you, would change, Chris, if you saw figures on a screen that said just dress up as an army guy and you'll get this.
No, I think some things aren't to be touched, and in America, it's literally a crime. It's called stolen valor.
Yeah, it is.
It's a federal offense.
It was funny. Our team,
same in Australia.
There's another. We do have multiple teams that make for us, and they have decided to do that. But that's out of my realms. But I do totally hear what you're saying. And do you know what? that is very much one of the main sort of like problematic things. Because also we impersonate police officers. I've been a police officer. I've been a fireman. I've been a medic. I've been a patient. I've been a masseuse. I've been a thief. I've been literally a dealer at a casino, a drug dealer. I've been a lot of stuff. And one of the main ones that is interesting is playing an army soldier. Is that okay? Now, I think it is okay. And I'll tell you why. Even though I personally wouldn't do it, I can't tell why it's okay, because all of these videos are just acting. We're just actors playing characters. It's not the same way that Tom Hanks plays Saving Private Ryan. Of course not. But like, these are all just forms of entertainment. And do you know what? There's even disclaimers in every single one of the videos. Julius's videos, Adam Trent's videos. I love Adam, by the way. He's a lovely guy, but of course it's a business, and you're playing a character.
He's got an amazing brain for business and for creating unique takes on magic. His brain's incredible.
Really, I've seen him live quite a few times. Sensational. And,
yeah, amazing.
But yeah, so in that way, like, it just depends on how. It's funny, like, an actor can definitely play a soldier on TV, but when it comes to social media, it becomes a little bit more questionable, because of course on social media we perceive stuff for some reason as everything is real. But it's mental, because we all know social media is fake. We all know it's full of bull, but for some reason we kid ourselves, and every time we scroll through we go, oh, no way, just stop believing. But the thing is, that's the world. The problem is with the world is, and you can't change it, everyone believes what's on social media is biblical. There's even the fact that fake news travels 6 times faster than real news. And you know what's really funny? I feel like people, like, they just consume and consume and consume. And do you know what? As long as they're consuming, even though they've seen these fake videos, even though somewhere in their subconscious they should know it's fake, people are going to just always consume. And so as long as they're willing to consume, we're going to just keep pumping that out and keep creating. Do you know what I mean? Like,
so does that mean you could hire a child to play a terminally ill kid?
Yeah. Depending on the context. I think it depends on the context. If it's a piece, if it's a recreation, or if it's telling a story, then I think it's okay. But we've actually done real life CCTV recreations where there was a girlfriend, which actually was based on a real CCTV, funny enough, of a girl that was like an abusive relationship, and she sent a note to like a waiter, who then saw it, who then called the police and saved. And it was a real video, I believe, a fully real video, I believe. And so we happily recreated that, despite it being a girl being abused here, right? We happily recreated it, and we did it as like a form, like, and you can put it up. Obviously, there's a business side. It's all business. We're here trying to get as many views as possible.
I'm sounding like an evil corporation now.
I'm not gonna lie to you. But then within it, you can also put the
Can you stick that up on the screen? That's funny.
Brilliant. But with it, you're also sharing awareness. And I tell you what, it will blow your mind. If you read through its comments, there's a hell lot of hate. But I tell you what, there's also a load of people. And what you need to do to understand these videos, those army videos, instead of reading the comments where all the hate is, because that is where everyone, if someone hates a video, they comment. If they like a video, they share. So if you click on those shares and you read the comments on those shares, your whole perception of this Facebook game will change significantly. With the abusive girlfriend one, there's a lot of people saying fake, awful, but there's over like, I think 200,000 shares, of which people are going, thank you so much, this actually happened to my sister. So guys, everyone look out for things like this. And it actually depends how you perceive it. You can see it as like, yes, we're monetizing off this, and so we're just doing it for the business. But I feel certain within my 30 billion views, someone out there has learned something that's helped them. We do like videos where girls get spiked, and then we are doing that to spread awareness. But obviously, it's a very entertaining piece of entertainment. And do you know what? I don't see there's any better way to spread awareness, if that's what it was for, than viral content, because these videos are going super viral. There's no way to get it to see more people. So what you're saying with the terminally ill child, now that is a dodgy area, and I totally believe that. But
you said it's just acting.
But let's say
it's just acting.
It is. There is. Well, they are. We literally hire actors. That's what they're hired here to do. They're hired to play characters that we're going to tell them what to do. And so let's say, I don't know. Okay, I probably wouldn't have a terminally ill child.
Maybe we shouldn't, because we're talking about a hypothetical.
There's different limits. There's different moral compasses. I think it just depends on the context. If I could think of a nice context, because we've done charity ones as well. Like, people forget this. Like, we've done a lot for charity. We just don't scream and shout about it like most social plays. I actually tell Julius not to, funny enough. And like, we've done a lot for, funny enough, like a cancer charity, for example. And we talked about it. We didn't play the character of, but we also did one for like a home where we played a character, which we got an old lady in, funny enough, and she was getting like abused in like an old people's home. And that shit actually happens. That's real. And we've done that as a fake CCTV, and it went super viral. And like people like it spread awareness, and it helps raise like there are good sides to it. Now it's taking two extremes, like going to the extreme level of being like a sick child. It's like, okay, but like what's the context? What's the story? Have you seen that as a video? If you have, then there are some bad ones out there. I do agree, but like it depends on the context. 100% the context. If you're just doing a sick child like I'm dying, please help, like then maybe it's just a bit horrible, but there's a moral message there. Or if it's clear piece of entertainment, I don't. Depends. I don't see the problem. Like we actually came up with we did like fake medical procedures, and I did things where we were like pulling like stuff out of our bodies and stuff, and which is like technically someone that's not well in a way, but then it's entertaining, and it's all to do, I think, on context. I agree, like that you could do it by a case basis, such as the army one could annoy you, or someone paying someone in a wheelchair could annoy you, but it's just like comedy. I guess it could be sort of seen as subjective. There's literally 700, and I've done 750 of these videos.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's like comedy, right? So it's different strokes for different folks. I mean, some people are going to watch it and hate it. Some people will watch it and take from it. Yeah, I like that. That's a good analogy. I like that one.
And I actually believe comedians can joke about anything as long as it's funny, which kind of gives,
kind of changes your perspective instantly, right? Like where it's like, if that makes sense. Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
It's sort of the same. It's like, think how many magic tricks out there that are awful. It's like saying, I hate magic because of the coin magic. Coin magic, I really hate coin magic. I hate magic because I hate coin. Whereas actually, I've done 750 videos. I've never done a terminal child, and I've personally never done a military person. But like, you can't say you hate all these types of videos because you've seen those have been used before to try and get views. I maybe don't agree with them, but then again, I also don't agree on, selling products with black art that clearly can't be done in real life. I don't know. It's like, it's the same sort of thing. You can't take a whole subject because there's a lot that goes into this social world, and it's very easy to hate on it. But actually, there's a lot more going on, I think. And if the thing that grinds really grinds you is these military videos, then I tell you what, if Adam Trent wasn't making them, Justin Flom would make them. If Justin Flom wasn't making them, Paul Vu would make them. If Paul Vu would make them, Legally Blonde would make them. There's loads of pages. Someone will make them, and it's just like cigarettes. If you don't like them, don't consume them. Hopefully, they'll get out.
Just on a side note, I used to love Justin Flom. Justin Flom's content was amazing. I remember watching his YouTube channel and stuff, and I was like, this guy is fire. And then all of a sudden, he just started making these awful videos. I was like, no, what the hell happened?
His backyard parties videos were like the best.
Yeah, all of it, man. He
that was the best.
Amazing content.
The best. The absolute best.
Then he shit his pants. Straight into the worst content I've ever seen.
Tom, a question for you. Working on all of these videos and stuff, what has stopped you from being the main character yourself and doing these yourself?
He doesn't seek validation, bro.
I don't seek validation.
True.
I don't have a form of narcissism where I want everyone to know my name. Like, trust me, like I say.
Well, it's too late, bro. You've appeared on the Magic Guys, the #1 podcast anywhere in the world.
But to be honest with you, it's the asset. We've built up this asset of the Julius Dein page with over 40 million followers on Facebook, which has already been given. There's actually a lot. I don't know how much I can say. There's a lot of little details. Like when you first start a page on Facebook, you don't earn money. You have to hit certain criteria to earn money, first of all. So first of all, it's a loss straight up till you get that. You then need to build the page, which means you need to make some connections with other Facebook pages, because then to get onto the Explore pages, you need to show high retention times. And then if you don't get that from the get-go, it's a mission to build a page. Like, it's only because now Julius has been building his page for 6 years. So like we've got this asset there. And we've been building the YouTube and we're building the TikTok. It's there's no reason I couldn't go off and do it by myself. No reason, but it's a big time investment. It's a big financial investment, and currently I'm winning on those, and I don't want to be famous. If I am, then happy days. But I'm like, these type of videos, like I say, they're not personality driven. So it's the exact same thing. They're just seeing my face, but just on a different page.
So would you say that these videos aren't what you want to be known for?
No, I wouldn't say that. I'm not proud of them. I'll be honest with you. We've accomplished stuff that no other people. We literally had Facebook call us and go, guys, we've never had these type of videos happen before, like these type of like numbers, and we don't believe anyone could get more numbers than what you've got, because we got 5 billion views in 1 month. That's more than like New York Times,
Oh my God.
Bible, Uni Lads, all of those combined still didn't even hit the views that we were.
That's almost the entire population of the world in 1 month.
It's a joke. It's a joke. And literally, like I say, Facebook, like, we have never seen Facebook creators as good as you. Like, we don't think you could beat these numbers. It's that, like, our analysts are saying, like, it can't be beaten, you know? And so it's not like I wouldn't want to be known for it, because hell yeah, I want to be known for it. I want every business to go, hang on a sec, you're telling me you can put me in front of billions of people? I'm like, yes. If you give me any product, I promise you I'll sell way more than any marketer would ever will, or get viewed by significantly more, because
That's a powerful thing
know
to
how
have,
to run
man.
the internet. I'm very good at it. And trust me, there have been people interested. Very interested. Because, of course,
may I give you a compliment? Actually, there's the lady that you and I reconnected via. She had a trick go viral with the scissors that go through her brass chat.
My girlfriend.
Is that your girlfriend?
Yeah, she's an angel.
So
it's not a creepy trick in that sense. So it's not that creepy, because I did a version of that on Facebook, and it got 50 million views altogether.
As soon as I watched her
Is that
do
it?
I'm
Just
like,
50 million.
That's Tom Elderfield. And it was because I watched it and I'm like, this is beginning to end perfect.
Yeah, no. It's funny. It's kind of off of what you do, the Naked Magician. I'm basically insinuating it's going to be a Naked Magician show, and it never is. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, it's a cut and restored bikini. So
it's the most just perfect bit of content.
Yeah.
Wow.
It like hooks people in straight away. I tell you what, if you see a girl cutting her bikini, you're watching. Until the end after 3 minutes, and you've watched through that.
Can you get analytics on how much was a male audience? Just
Oh, do what? We have a very high male audience on that. Trust me, I actually can get analytics. And the thing is that people watch through it, and you know what? Obviously, we want to stay monetized, so we can't get boobies out. So it's actually a great trick. It restores. It's basically a cut restored bikini. So they waited ages, and then they see nothing apart from an amazing magic trick, which at that point is probably quite disappointing.
Oh,
it gets the views. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
So before we wrap up, Tom, you mentioned off air you have some plans for releasing some products. Is that something you're looking to do this year? Or
I love to. I think I may start working on it this year. I've got loads of stuff that I want to put out, and I've got a load of ideas that I've been holding back, because of course I've been doing this for a year and a half. It's kind of like consumed me, and so the answer is yes, definitely, because of course I was working with Illusionists very closely, and we had a few things planned anyway. And yes, I think yes. I don't think it'll be this year, if I'm being honest with you, because like I say, my schedule is pretty hectic. But I will definitely be putting some cool stuff out in future, and it is cool. Like I've got some it's such a waste. It's just there, but I do want to put it out. I will be putting stuff out.
I look forward to it. And I still can't believe after all of this, you're still only 24. I think that is just ridiculous. But
they say, man, some people got it, some people don't.
I'm so proud to know you, Tom. I really am, and I hope it's like that for the rest of my life.
Man, I want to come back to Oz. Do you want to do some Facebook videos?
Check.
I'll do it.
I think with Tom, yes.
Mate, do you know what's funny?
Can't go
There's no reason that you couldn't do the Facebook videos, but do the content you want to see online. If you just knew the formula, abide by the formula, you could do your magic, but be seen by hundreds of millions. That's what I'm saying.
Let's not talk about it on the video anymore. Check your Facebook.
I'm going to need that formula. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah. So, guys, look,
Street Magician, dude. That's street _
That's right.
Yeah.
Look, all of Tom's links are below. I fixed the Instagram handle as well. Little mistype on my part. But guys, you already know Tom, but now you know hopefully a lot more about him and what he's actually doing as a full-time magician behind the scenes.
Thank you for shedding
Tom,
all your insights here too. It was
absolutely, man. Thank you so much for coming on. Hopefully we get to see you in person again soon.
Josh?
Yeah, please.
Something that I really liked about your story today, Tom, is that almost everything has not been an accident. I'm not discrediting your hard work, but all of your stories, Mexico, Dynamo, there was another one in there.
Literally where opportunity met preparation, right?
Well, yeah, but they were all, okay, you've got 4 hours. Okay, you've got 6 hours. Your parents are already in bed. All of those stories.
Literally, it has been... I always say I've been very lucky, but then again, I think I created a lot of my own luck. I think
100%.
if there's one thing I think I'm good at, is that I I guarantee if we ever work all together, anyone watching, I promise you I'm very easy to work with. I'm reliable and I deliver. I do deliver. I don't wish to brag, but there's one thing. I'm not like I don't like to take the piss at all, and I'm not got. This is my ego side coming out. I don't have the biggest ego, but I do have an ego. I'm well aware of it. But I think I have delivered. There's a reason I get called back from every production company I work for. Like there's a reason that when I did the first TV show ever, magic show for Vice, they called me back straight away to start doing some anti-smoking campaigns for them, which is like some of the things you put in that video. It's like the reason they call me back. I will deliver what you want. And I do. Here's a great tip: under-promise. Don't over-promise. Under-promise, over-deliver. It's like a classic. But it's mad how many magicians don't do that. It's ridiculous.
I love that your under-promise is I could get you a couple million views.
But then it will get like 50 or 100.
Yeah, like that's your under-promise.
Yeah. Do you still keep a shoebox of ideas?
I do. Bro,
Can we see it?
I've got multiple shoeboxes now. I've got that.
Can you see one of the shoeboxes?
Literally, and they're all like in storage at the moment. But like, I'm guaranteed. Like, there were times I actually went, "Oh, should I have a look through them?" I looked through. And I went, "No idea what that does. No idea." It's just a bit of elastic there, but I'll work that out later. But yeah, I've got loads of like little gimmicky things lying around everywhere. It's
I love that.
I love it. I still do magic. I am a magician still.
Josh, pull that comment up.
What's that? Let me jump back to it.
It's pretty obvious which one I'm talking about. Bob Possible over here. Boom.
Christopher Wayne is a great fill-in. I hope he appears again in the future. I find myself agreeing with him a lot.
All right, I get it, Bob. You hate Facebook videos. Okay.
It's kind of you to say, Bob. Well, it's cool. I think it's really good to be able to talk about all, and you've been so welcoming, Tom, just saying, if you love it or hate it, let me know so I can address it. We all got to share ideas and exchange thoughts and stuff. And that's how we progress as an industry, I hope.
You know, there was just on that note as well, there was this thing where if you share your ideas with multiple people keep it to themselves. But it's like if you share your ideas, it means that if 5 people fail 100 times and then they all share those failures together, that means there's 500 failures instead of just the 100 failures, which means everyone's learning faster and progressing forward faster. And what I'm trying to say is that this is the end of the podcast, but everyone, peace, love, and help each other out. Tom, thanks for being here.
Thanks,
Josh.
so much for having me.
Yes, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening. It's time for us to disappear now. But we'll see you again on the next episode of The Magic Guys.